Alright, let's set aside the rainbows and glitter and get right to the important stuff. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Surely their relationship isn't a cause of shyness? Even after the woman dedicated an entire song to him during a concert, he is still flaunting her products. In essence, they are the human version of the heart eyes emoji. You would think that the paparazzi would be happy with all of the public taunting and confessions of love, saying things like, okay, we have our pictures, we've heard the song, we understand, they're a couple, can we go ahead now? You can still practically shout your admiration from the roofs or say the stage of the Eras tour, so obviously not. Despite the fact that he and Taylor are already rather transparent about their connection, TMZ always manages to go too far, and this time it is said to have pushed Kelce over the edge. Rumor has it that he is upset because a supposedly private moment was made public. The question of just how much is too much is brought up. Even though they seem to be disclosing everything, do celebrities deserve some privacy? Let's look at the alleged incidents, the causes of Travis's alleged outburst, and how this whole situation is sparking a conversation about the Swiftie-Kelce era's relentless chase of celebrity gossip. Now let's talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. After all, aren't they being discussed? They have become into the archetypal power couple in the entertainment industry. Everyone is obsessed, despite the fact that they haven't exactly been taking refuge in a bunker. Furthermore, they don't always share every detail of their connection. That is a delicate balance, isn't it? Particularly if you're dating Swift and Taylor Freak, you want everyone to know how pleased you are, but you also want to maintain a certain level of privacy. Travis, he's all over the place now. The dude likes to listen to good podcasts and isn't afraid to voice his ideas. He has been everywhere lately, chattering away and being his charming self. When he guessed it while bussing with the boys, everyone of course waited their breath for some meaty Taylor insights, and he delivered in a way. He's clearly in love with her and gushing about how amazing she is, but he's also smart enough to know when to stop. Although he is anxious to express the heartfelt feelings in general, he is keeping some details under wraps. Consider this. He is providing us with the delicious aroma emanating from the kitchen, but he will not reveal the trade secret of the recipe. He tells us that he and Taylor are constructing something exceptional, even though the specific elements are for them to save her. Even if we might not hear all the behind-the-scenes gossip we would like, we can still appreciate that these two seem to be really happy, which is really pretty darn good. Oh, I want he will spill the tea because I'm curious to find out what they're actually consuming. Travis shared some of the details of his life with Taylor while bussing with the guys. The man was clearly infatuated and gushing, and he was spilling the beans, or as much as he felt comfortable doing so. In the midst of all the romantic chat, he exposed the less glamorous sides of dating one of the top pop stars in the world. He was just radiating positivism and heart eye emojis. The lack of privacy and my favorite quote, I was wrong last week, I was wrong every time I do. I think they named it by JK, and if you were dating Taylor Swift and losing your privacy, it would be like winning the lottery and then finding you had to split it with a million relatives you didn't know you had. As he grumbled about fans, paparazzi, and other people approaching his residence, you could almost hear the fatigue in his voice. The man seemed simply worn out and content to lounge in his sweatpants, and Central Station suddenly materialized on his front lawn, possibly as a result of him and his partner binge watching some terrible reality TV. It has to have been unbelievable. One minute you were throwing a football, the next you were trying to get rid of the trash while dodging flashing cameras. Please note that Travis wasn't complaining, at least not too much, and that he was appreciative of the new Chiefs fans that had come out of the shadows as a result of his well-reported affair. He even asserted that he was having fun. Sometimes though, even the most laid-back fun guy needed a vacation. He was essentially saying, look, I loved the attention, I loved the fans, and I even loved the craziness most of the time, but when I was at home, I just wanted to be normal, I wanted to be Travis, and that was getting harder and harder to do. It's a relatable experience, even though most of us cannot relate to dating Taylor Swift. Everyone aspires to own a home where they can be authentically themselves without being seen by others. and Travis seems to have lacked just that at the time. Sometimes all you really want is some quiet time, even though he had the girl, the money, and the fame. Luckily, Kelce seemed to be enjoying the attention and mayhem, which Swift had clearly mastered over the years, was in fact among the remarks made by the 34-year-old athlete that won her great respect and caused him to fall profoundly in love. He explained that when she attended that first game against the Bears, he had offered to put her up somewhere out of the spotlight, like a VIP area or something. That didn't matter to Swift, who was Swift, and she entered the front door as though it didn't. Her grounded manner continued to surprise Kelce, who noted she was just like, I just want to be around the family and friends and experience this with everybody. Instead of hiding away in a private box with screaming fans around her, can you imagine Taylor Swift spending time with her family? Without a doubt, it was a power move, and Kelce was clearly impacted. Was sobbing uncontrollably as he described what had happened. Noted, I thought she got Buck you points for that. Damn, man, I thought, she's going crazy. She wants to be involved. She wants to assist me and do things like that. I thought she had really won me over with that one. It provided insight into their relationship's root causes, which include mutual respect, shared experiences, and a willingness to work through any difficulties as a team. What am I talking about? Yes. More than anything, Kelce seemed to be truly drawn to the real, unstaged events that happened away from the cameras and the yelling crowd. But Kelce wasn't merely talking, he was actively contributing to the pandemonium. Remember when he debuted in London as part of Swift's Eras tour? In a sense, the internet took off. It was a very remarkable event. Football and pop music mixed, and Kelce was clearly having a great time. He wasn't just a spectator though, he was a part of the spectacle and an embracing participant. He threw himself fully into the Taylor Swift experience, which was actually pretty cute. Clearly in a state of ecstasy, Swift continued to grin and fawn over Kelce while uploading images and videos to her Instagram account. It was proof that this relationship was more than just a fleeting fad, a public declaration of love, and a digital record of a shared experience. The world was eating the happiness that these two megastars at the pinnacle of their respective games chose to share with the world. It was something real, something special. But it's hard not to contrast Kelce's connection with Swift's past partnerships, particularly that long-term one. Let's face it, Joe Alwyn appeared to prefer the shadows, despite the fact that he was the exact opposite of a public figure and that respecting privacy is perfectly acceptable. It seemed to be a stark contrast to Swift's somewhat famous persona. There was a clear contrast between the two realms they appeared to inhabit. And here I find that really upsetting and somewhat famous persona. There was a clear contrast between the two realms they appeared to inhabit. On the other hand, Kelce is diving straight into what he calls the madness. Instead of concealing it, he is embracing it. He is on stage, wearing stuff, meeting her fans, family, and friends, and gushing about her in interviews. Before we launch into the interview, I just want to remind you that he is really committed, which makes a difference. Being comfortable in the spotlight is not as crucial as being comfortable with Swift. It's about praising her, encouraging her, and demonstrating a visible partner in her life. Something we just didn't notice with Joe. The important thing is compatibility, not greatness. Additionally, it seems that Swift has finally found someone in Kelce who is able to both handle and enjoy her level of popularity. It's wonderful to see that instead of being scared of the spotlight, he's relishing it with her. Travis Kelce has talked about Taylor more in the past few weeks than Joe Alwyn has in the last 6 years, according to a comment on X. They added another. Perhaps once in 6 years, Joe Alwyn whispered Taylor's name, and for a few weeks, Travis Kelce passionately praised her and begged for her attention. Aside from this little personal interruption, the interview process has been going smoothly. So what do you think? If you thought this video was good, please leave a comment below, click the bell icon, and then the subscribe button to be the first to see my next video. In updates like this one, I share the secrets of your favorite celebs every week.